Hey guys, Marvin and Kid here coming to you again. How's everybody doing? If you thought I wasn't going to do my recap slash reviews on this show, you must be crazy. Finally, it's back, and we waited a long time, and I didn't get to watch it premiere night, but thank God for DVR. So it was DVR'd for me as always, and here I am to give my recap slash reviews on the first two episodes of season 2 of Legend of Korra. Yeah, so there's a lot to go on about in this. Where should I begin? I mean, boy, let me wrap this. Okay, we can say it's been pretty much 6 months after the events of the first of book one of basically Korra taking down the Equalites and things. Korra has pretty much mastered airbending, and you see her basically playing a race game with the kids, Tenzin's kids. But Tenzin's really like, you may have mastered airbending Korra style, but not, the real mastery of the style. And still, Korra feels like she's being pampered and, you know, pretty much deemed as, even though she's the avatar, she's still deemed like she's still less. She's using the avatar state a little bit more, and I'm like, then that was kind of like, okay, I'm hoping she won't start abusing this and things like that. We see Mako, who is now a police officer now, and he's chasing down some bad guys and things like that. Triad and Bolin is not really faring well as now pretty much, I guess, that lead in the pro bending circuit with the fire ferrets. They get pretty much knocked out real quick. And Asami is still trying to keep future industries alive. We hear that it's pretty much bankrupt in a sense because nobody wants to work with them after the results of what happened in the last issue, last season. And but she has a plan to maybe get some revenue going, which is cool. I didn't mind that. And we also get to know that Boomy, Tenzin's brother, has retired from the army, uh, and Tenzin and the rest of the gang are going to visit, you know, Katara and all the rest in the Southern Water Tribe during this big festival. And that's pretty much, as well as we also get to see some, we get to see Korra's uncle for the first time, and we also get to see uh, Tenzin's sister, the sister, I'm forgetting her name right now, for the first time as well. And we see that both Tenzin and forgive me for the names, guys. The names boggle me right now. We see Boomy and this Tenzin's sister used to bully Tenzin a lot. He was like, I guess, the youngest, so they like bullied him, and you figure that was kind of the typical, sibling thing to do. But then that's where we really get into the gist and the heart of what's going on with the spirits and everything like that. What the main, the main story is about. And that's where it really gets interesting because we see that even with all the might of Korra and her allies, they can't handle these spirits until Korra's uncle, who is also the tribal chief, uh, easily repels them with the spirits by doing this spiritual ritual dance, and it kind of calms the spirits down and sends them flowing away. And that's pretty much where it really gets more in depth, where it starts. There's a struggle between who should teach Korra from there. Should it be Tenzin or her uncle, in terms of, because they're struggling, like, Tenzin saying she still needs to learn more. West, where we're going to take a trip to the air temple where Aang was born and everything like that. And her uncle, hope I'm pronouncing it right, Ulak, Unlek, I hope I'm saying it right, is basically like she'll learn nothing there. She needs to go there, and it's kind of where pretty much Korra chooses uh, Tenzin, and Tenzin's like, all right, he has to, I have to go, and he leaves with his family along with Boomy and his sister to to the air temple, which was and it kind of ends kind of sad at there. And I understand that Korra is trying to, she wants to be her own person. I get that, but I think pushing away, you know, um, her official teacher, Tenzin, is kind of wrong. And I'm gonna get more into that in a minute because I have my suspicions about her uncle as well. So we move on to episode 14, which is entitled "The Southern Lights," and we continue right where that issue that at left off, where pretty much Korra, you know, Bolin, and you know, Mako are off to travel to the South Pole um, to release the Southern Lights to kind of calm the evil spirits. What also was kind of funny is that Bolin is, I wouldn't say he's got a girlfriend now because the cousins of Korra, the twins, kind of creepy, especially the girl. Like she's really kind of creepy, and Bolin even said so. Like I remember in the first episode, he's like, "So am I like your boyfriend or slave?" She's like, "Yes." Now win me prizes. I'm like, okay, that's kind of creepy. They even look kind of creepy. Like they don't look like the lights aren't on all the time. They just stare at you with these like weird looks. So they all travel to, they're all traveling along with Korra's father. And this is where we see also some more tension. There's a lot of tension between siblings in this series. Uh, you know, Korra's dad and uncle don't seem to get along too much. And we kind of see that in this series. And we kind of learn a little bit more about Korra's father. We learned that her father was banished from the Northern Water Tribe, um, pretty much, and we also get to a sense of that her father and Tenzin are responsible for secluding Korra to in her youth to the tribe instead of letting her go out and explore and flourish like mostly other avatars do. She always thought it was Aang's decision of doing that, but we found out it was her father and Tenzin's idea, and that kind of puts a wedge between her and her father in this episode pretty much, and of course a little bit of her between Mako because she wants Mako's decision, you know, and Mako's saying it's hard to you want me to say this and you want me to say that, but you know I'm not gonna say that, um, and then we also get more of the sense of it's up to Korra to stop, release the lights, and we get a pretty of a good struggle between that until um, she pretty much enters the light, enters her avatar, saying is able to release the northern lights, yeah, the southern lights, and pretty much vanquish the evil spirits in a sense, or calm them down. She even banished her father, like told her father to go back home and things like that. And it it was interesting, and we get to see more of Tenzin at the air temple, and the monks there are thinking that Boomy and the rest are Tenzin's like servants and things like that, and they're like, no, we're Tenzin's brother and sister. And he's like, oh, I thought you were the servants. Are you guys airbenders too? And he's like, no, we're not airbenders and things like that. So it's kind of sense that Tenzin in the air temple is really praised because he's a airbender, and of course the kids are too. And uh, Gino, Tenzin's Janora, Tenzin's daughter, she's really drawn to statues of the early avatars. We see these statues in the air temple of all the other past avatars, and she's really drawn to them pretty much. Even when Korra pretty much releases the Southern Lights, we kind of see that it's like there's one statue, it's really lit up. And when they return back to the pole later on, and this is where the episode ends, is where Korra's and the rest of her allies witness an invasion of the South by the North, by the North Water Tribe troops. I mean, basically, and so it kind of ends right there. Like, okay, what does this mean, and why are you doing this? So this is where I get my suspicions that Korra's uncle is is basically whatever it takes. He's gonna try and make sure that the northern, the southern tribe, or I believe, yeah, the the southern tribe are basically the south and north are pretty much put back together as one by any means necessary, and that may kind of cause a conflict with Korra and her uncle, which I have a suspicion that might happen. That's just my diagnosis on it. I don't think her uncle Ulek will be the bad guy, but I or the but I do feel that that's going to cause some kind of tension between them, and also what it means for Tenzin and the rest is we'll have to see where it comes from there. But I thought both episodes were really good. Um, the writing was really good for both episodes. It it kicked off really well, and it kind of you know put in all the gaps that we were looking for. Not all of it. I mean, I would have loved to seen some more with the fallout of the Equalists, like what happened to the rest of them and things like that. But it's good to see where all the other main supporting characters are in the series and what's going on with them, um, and things like that. But other than that, guys, for episode 1 and 2 of season 2, uh, Rebel Spirit and the Southern Lights, um, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Very good start. There were some things that could have been put on. Like I said, it's not perfect, but 4 out of 5 is pretty damn good in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think of these of the both episodes. If you saw it, if you did not get to catch it, as always, guys, you know me. I put a link in the description where you can watch the episodes for free, no charge, no nothing. It's a site that puts up cartoons and everything like that. And as always, this is my Murdering Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. Thank you for listening to my recap/review. You guys tell me what you thought about it, and if I did miss anything, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going off the top of my head of remembering what I saw. And other than that, you guys take care.